Guys, today I'm going to share my experience getting 3 separate recalls done on my truck here. And my hope is if you're a fellow GM truck owner, this will give you some insight into these recalls. Of course, this is my 2024 GMC Sierra 2500 HD. It is a gasser, but these recalls also apply to the diesel counterparts. And of course, if you have the Chevrolet, it applies as well. But the 3 recalls are, and I'll put the recall numbers up, the ones that start with N as in November. But let me just tell you what the 3 are briefly. You've probably heard of these. The first one is the dreaded tailgate issue, right? That's probably the biggest recall on GM trucks. The second one was the intermittent loss of trailer brake issue. That's something that I encountered right out of the gate the first time that I towed with my truck. And then the third one is the serial data gateway module, basically the truck's computer, the software. Now I gotta confess, I've been putting off these recalls for quite some time. I think the oldest one here was last summer of 2024. The most recent, I believe, was November of 2024. So yeah, I've been putting these recalls off for several months. And the reason was I didn't want to be the guinea pig, so to speak, and be the first one to have a service tech perform these recalls, not knowing if they, have a tried and true method, not knowing if the software, still has glitches or the part isn't quite, fully the finished final part. And so I'd been putting these recalls off, and I was trying to get information about them from other owners to hear, what was their experience like getting these 3 recalls done. Are there any things I need to be, concerned about beforehand going into it? And I couldn't find a lot of information from fellow owners. And so I figured might as well share my experience getting these 3 recalls done. And guys, I've got some really good news on all 3 of these recalls that I'm going to share with you today. Now, believe it or not, this is the first time that I've taken my truck to a dealership since I bought it. It's about a 1.5 years old, a little over 12,000 miles. And so, yeah, this is the first time that I took it to the dealership. I do the basic maintenance myself. And so for me, that meant I needed to find a local dealership first. I'm relatively new to GM. I came from Ram before, and so I didn't have a local dealer that I've, trusted and worked with previously. So that was my first step, to find a local GM dealer. And something interesting that I found out, you may already know this, but if you have a GMC, you can take it to a Chevrolet, you can take it to a Buick. Basically, Buick, Chevrolet, GMC, they're all interchangeable essentially from a warranty perspective. If you have a Cadillac, you got to take the Cadillac to the Cadillac dealership. But these are all interchangeable. And so I ended up taking mine to a local Chevrolet dealership that was highly rated. I didn't tell them that I was going to do this, but I want to say a special thanks to Andine Chevrolet and my service advisor, Edgar, and also the tech that performed the work, Daniel. They all did a fantastic job. But basically, I showed up at my designated appointment time, and then I met with the service advisor, Edgar, briefly just to go over the 3 recalls. I wanted to know what actually are they going to do, and do they have the parts available and so forth. And so Edgar walked me through each of the 3 recalls, and I'll show you all that here in just a minute. But basically, they typically keep the parts on hand for 2 of the 3 recalls. The third one is just software essentially. And so it was, a one-stop shop. I was able to bring it in, and they were able to get all 3 of the recalls completed. Now, one of the questions I had from my service advisor was, are these 3 recalls ones that they've done, repeatedly, routinely, or are they relatively new at this dealership? And so I was told, no, these recalls have been out for quite some time. The parts are readily available, and they have performed them many times, perhaps hundreds of times, and there aren't issues typically performing them. And so, this dealership had a track record of doing these recalls successfully, and obviously their techs, the more they do, the more they learn about the ins and outs and how to get these done in an efficient manner. So that gave me a lot of assurance. And then the last question I had was, well, how long is all this going to take to get all 3 of these recalls done? And I was given an estimate of about 1 to 1.5 hours. So I thought, great, I'll just go and wait. So I brought my laptop along and started doing some work, waiting on the sales floor while my truck was back in service. And then literally, guys, I think it was an hour and 20 minutes later, Edgar, my service advisor, came back and said, hey, your truck is ready to go. So I was delighted to hear that. Went back to the service counter, talked through the different recalls and the work that was completed, and I'll share all this with you here in just a minute. But basically, there were no issues, no surprises. They all went as planned. And so I was really delighted to hear that, because, a lot of times when you bring your truck in for anything, you know, things happen and things don't always go as planned. Maybe the part isn't quite the right one, or something's mismatched, or maybe there's a software issue or an internet issue, right? And this was just smooth sailing. Everything went as planned. Of course, there's no cost to me since all these were done under warranty, but let me go through the notes on all three of these recalls, and I'll put this up as well if you wish to follow along. The first one, of course, is the tailgate recall. This is probably the most publicized one on GM trucks. And this is the N as in November 2424 69 160. Tailgate may open unexpectedly. And I think a lot of this text here on this sheet is probably, you know, just canned responses that they're dropping in. But basically, this is the one where the tailgate switch might short out and the tailgate might open unexpectedly. For me, there's only one time where I can think of maybe that happened, and it was over a year ago. It might have been operator error. It could have been this particular issue here. But regardless, you can see what the tech performed right there. So this applies to 2020 to 2024 Chevrolet, and of course GMC heavy-duty pickup trucks, the 2500s and the 3500s, equipped with the power unlatching tailgates. And so the remedy is to install the part 857-34717. Basically, it's a new switch. That's my understanding there. And so he replaced the liftgate exterior release switch assembly. And because it was equipped with the multi-pro, there's a specific part number there as well. And then they performed a system check and that recall was completed. So it turned out to be a physical part. And I was really glad to hear that, because I had heard from other viewers and folks that own half-ton trucks and heavy-duty trucks that took their trucks to the dealer for this particular recall or the related one for half-ton trucks. And the dealer just basically snipped the wires on their tailgate switch and disabled it and capped off the wires, and that was kind of the temporary fix. So I was really glad that I waited so that these parts were actually available and I could get a permanent solution there. The second recall is the intermittent loss of trailer brakes. This is in as in November 2324 14840. And this particular recall is something that I noticed the very first time that I towed. I was actually recording a video with my first towing experience after picking up my RV, and on the way back I was getting these, you know, trailer brake disconnected error messages, and I thought there was some kind of short or something wrong with the trailer, the new trailer that I was driving home. And then I researched it further and realized what was happening is my RV has a solar panel on the roof, and that solar panel was, when it was getting full sunlight, basically the voltage was exceeding what the truck was expecting to get through the 7-way plug, and it was almost treating it like, you know, something was shorting out, because the voltage through that solar panel was slightly higher. You know, maybe it was 14.4 volts or something along those lines, and the truck was only expecting, you know, 13.5 or lower. And so basically, I since then have just disabled my solar panel on the RV, and that problem went away. But it's great now that GM has this new part out for this particular issue. And so you can see there that the remedy was to install part number 850-73615, a module basically that replaces the existing trailer brake power module. And so I have not tested this particular one, but you better believe it, the next time that I'm towing my RV, I'm going to turn that solar panel back on and see if the problem is truly corrected. So if it's been some time and you're watching this, definitely drop a comment below and ask me, you know, hey, did this actually solve the problem there, or does it still exist? And I'll be glad to answer you on that one. Then the third recall I had performed was the serial data gateway module. That's a mouthful, right? My understanding though, this is just basically like the central computer in the truck. And so this is just strictly software that's taking place right here, just enhancing some bugs perhaps and things that they've discovered since the truck was, you know, released and the systems were designed. And so this one was strictly just a software update. And you can see right here, the tech assessed the diagnostic port, reprogrammed the serial data gateway module using the MDI2, and it's got a long number right there per the campaign instructions. Then he cleared all the diagnostic trouble codes. I didn't have any to begin with, but cleared them out and they did not return. And then he performed a systems function check. And so this one was completed again, no issues whatsoever. I'd read that some folks, brought their trucks in for this particular recall and something went awry, and either they maybe had things erased on their infotainment system or trailer settings, things like that. I'm happy to report, guys, nothing got erased. Everything was exactly how I left it in the infotainment system concerning all my, settings, my profile, the trailer that's in there and the trailer app, my digital dash, all that was exactly the same. So nothing got erased. In fact, I wouldn't have been able to know that this was completed unless they told me, because nothing changed whatsoever. And so yeah, those were the 3 recalls I had completed on my truck. Like I said, guys, it was smooth sailing for me. There were no issues whatsoever. And all 3 of these were done in less than an hour-and-a-half time frame. And so yeah, I was really thankful for that, because sometimes you bring a vehicle in for recall work at the dealer and things don't go as planned. And so was really thankful for that. Again, a special thanks to Andine Chevrolet for delivering a first-class experience. I didn't tell them I was going to do this video, by the way, but yeah, I mean, they delivered, and so I'm really thankful for that. But guys, do me a favor, if y'all have had any of these 3 recalls completed on your truck, comment below and let me know. Did you have a similar experience with these 3 recalls, or was your experience different? I really want to make this just a helpful resource for fellow GM truck owners, and I think the more information that's out there, the better for GM truck owners. And if nothing else, it just helps set expectations. If you're looking to get these 3 recalls done, to be able to read through comments and hear from other, truck owners what their experience was like. And maybe if you have any tips or recommendations, put those down there in the comments as well. Well, guys, I hope you found this video helpful. As always, thanks for watching.